GGG is killing us. Hello gamers, this is Fbel, and today we're gonna talk about Path of Exile 2. They presented us with a lot of information, and honestly, in my opinion, if they deliver everything they're planning, they're showing, this will be the best ARPG out there for a while. Now, let's talk about what they did on classes and game systems and what kind of builds we'll be able to make on Path of Exile 2. That's what I want to talk about today in today's video. So let's go. Let me just start by pointing out that build possibilities here are infinite. As the devs themselves have said in an interview, not even they know what all the types of build that will be available in this game. And I'll show you guys two interesting comments from them about that.
People know kind of what's going on with it, but here it's like just a complete new world, and we're the kind of game that has a lot of ability for players to do stuff that we wouldn't anticipate. We have just the way support gems work and everything like that. So there's certainly a lot of worry that like there's just going to be builds that are like completely ridiculous that we just never anticipated, combining certain things in different ways we don't expect. With hundreds of support gems it can be like that. So that's going to be an interesting one.
It will happen.
Yeah, for sure.
It is inevitable, right?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing we can even do about it because you need hundreds and thousands of hours of testing to be able to do that with what can only be done with hundreds of thousands of players. But that's also the magic of it all, which is awesome.
That's why I was asking, like, are you literally really doing 12 classes and 36 ascendancies, like actually?
Yeah, that's absolutely. We have we know what we want to do.
It's a bit unhinged.
It is a bit, but we like a challenge. I mean, the studio that produces a passive skill tree like we do clearly has a bit of a glutton for punishment with regard to just like mixing.
You totally put on 6 and then like, oh no, added more later in an expansion or something.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we could have. I mean, look, this is the plan. This is the plan. I mean, like as people go through early access, it's going to feel like there's just expansion content coming out pretty frequently. Just because we have all the stuff that we kind of got a lot of the way through. So
what's cool here is that they have a mix of hope and fear of what the community can bring. They actually made a game in which they cannot preview everything, and that is just awesome. It leaves space for a lot of creativity. In this game, every class can use every skill and every weapon. You have the passive tree accessible to all characters and classes. The only thing that's not accessible is the ascendancies skill point. And that just leaves room for a lot of creativity and a lot of different types of builds, and that's amazing. So on recent ARPGs, the ARPGs that have less creativity potential, or so be it, that we have less freedom, is from the lesser to the higher. Let's say the lesser is Diablo 4, obviously. Then comes Last Epoch, and then comes PoE 1, which is even a problem because it has too much and it's too complex. Thus, it came PoE 2 with a simplified and friendlier, but also large enough system that we feel space to create and diversify. So this is the ranking in my opinion. And a quick talk here about the competition. Recently, a general manager from Blizzard made a comment about GGG's live, and he said, quote, "Feels like the genre of ARPG is starting to mean a lot like different things. Much like Souls-like and roguelike, I wonder if we could normalize Diablo-like for ARPGs that follow Diablo formula." Guys, the Diablo formula have been around for more than 20 years. Diablo 2 has made a 20 years anniversary. PoE is the spiritual successor of Diablo 2, and that has been so for a long time. The devs said themselves, the community said themselves, that this guy is just lost on the ARPG genre. And as he's a general manager from Diablo 4, that says a lot why Blizzard could not make something like this. And if PoE actually delivers this, if Grinding Gear Games actually deliver this, then not only Diablo but also Last Epoch will have a lot of work and catching up to do. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. Which is also good for them, okay? Every time a good project like this comes out, it levels the other one up. Because if they want to compete, if they want to keep selling, if they want the players there, they gotta level up, man. So for us players, this is just profit. This is our time to profit. So first, I'm gonna show you guys the skill system. Let's just stop here. You get this uncut skill gem, okay? You'll get an uncut skill gem, an uncut spirit gem, and an uncut passive skill gem. Passive point gem. You'll get an uncut skill gem, an uncut spirit gem, and an uncut support gem. These are the 3 types of skill gems. So when you use one of them, you open the gem cutting window. In here, you can choose any skill you'd like to use on any character. And you could see that this uncut gem had a level. So any skill that you choose here will be level 7. You already have the skill you want, you can level it up. So in here, we have an example of the dev using the skill. So he cut one skill tree, he chose the grenade skill on a mercenary, and he chose this multiple projectiles. So he sockets them. You don't have to socket on an item, it's on a window. And he throws more grenades or more shots. He's doing shots here. Now it's on piercing rounds. It's a simple system and it works, and it gives us a lot of possibility. On their words, if you think a passive skill will work on an active skill, it probably will. That's it. There's a new resource called Spirit. So you'll find uncut spirit gems, which you can use to get special spirit skills. You'll see spirit above mana, and for summoning minions, for example, you'll use spirit. So I have 100 spirits. Each skeleton warrior, let's say it'll cost 20. So I can have 5 skeleton warriors, or 3 skeleton warriors and 2 arsonists. And for minion builds, which will be my first gameplay, it'll be, this is very nice, because they can be summoned and resummoned automatically. It's very more practical minions in this game.
I want more heavy hitters in my army, so I'm going to unsummon some warriors and instead add skeletal arsonists.
So as soon as early access come out, we'll have access to 6 classes, and each of them will have 2 ascendancies. When the full game is released, we'll have 12 classes, 6 more, and 3 ascendancy options for each class. That's a lot of options. This is the warrior, the mercenary, which is new, the sorceress, the ranger, the monk, which is also new, and the witch. So we have 4 classical and 2 new ones. The ascendancy classes, let's talk about them. I'll talk about the classes first. So here we got the warrior, classic warrior, guys. There's nothing new here. The witch is the same from the other game as well. What changes the animations? Minion summoning, curses, spells, that kind of stuff. Warrior, shields, maces. You can dual wield 2-handed weapons in this game, and it's not exclusive to the warriors, okay? If I want to put it on a witch, I can. The mercenary uses crossbows. The crossbow is kind of like a gun, so you have to reload it. It's not like the bow that's infinite. And I see a lot of people dying reloading it. The monk is a fast and agile melee class. The monk and the ranger require fingers, okay? So they are active gameplay classes, very active. And I think they're going pretty cool. But the monk, dual staff, the classic monk, dual staff wielding elemental attacks. In the next videos, when I talk about ascendancy, it'll show gameplay. And the sorcerers, which casts elemental magic and stuff, and that's it. Let's go to the ascendancies showed on this video so far.
So
okay?
choose wisely. They can drastically affect how you build your character. As a sorceress,
so this on the sorceress is the Stormbreaker. She's enhanced elemental magic sorceress. So she can shock enemies, freeze enemies, burn enemies, mix it up while doing it, while moving it, and probably cast some big spells as well. The next is the Chronomancer. The Chronomancer controls time. Let's get to the Chronomancer. Come, I'm speaking of her. Come on. Okay. Thank you. The Chronomancer controls time. So she can freeze time, she can move times forward, and she can also... she can move forward? No, she can't. I bet she can. There's probably some skill about that. But most of what they said is freezing and rewinding. So you will see reduction on cooldowns, time freeze, and make her go back in time. The warrior can be the Titan and the Warbringer. This is the Warbringer. The Warbringer looks like it has that buffs to the totems, which you're seeing here. He can summon something there that it's the ancestral spirits. Can be encased in jade. It probably makes him very tanky. And he can cast infinite war cries, which has combo with the totems. This is the Titan. The Titan is full barbarian. Okay, hard hits, heavy hits, stun them, hit them again, deal more damage when stunned, and if you don't know if they died, hit them again hard. Okay, that's it. Smash their face. That's the Titan. The Ranger can be the Deadeye. So the Deadeye specializes in bow attacks, and she has high damage, high move speed, can dodge a lot of skills, gets more damage while not receiving damage, and a lot of other abilities related to that. And very stylish, may I say. The Pathfinder can throw flasks. This is the flask throwing skill on this game. Poison Flask, Acid Flask, Electric Flask. She does a lot of ailments while doing all of that. And it seems to be more a damage over time build. She's shocking everyone. Thunder Flask. Double poison damage here, guys. This is the Infernalist Witch. She can summon a Loyal Hellhounds, which tanks for us a bit and deals more damage. She can turn into a powerful demon, and her mana pool is transformed into Infernal Flame. So when we cast, it keeps filling it up. When it's full, we receive damage, and then it begins lowering. While on demon form, a bit ahead, guys, please. This cool demon form let us have increased damage and cast speed, and also take more damage. Her other option is the Blood Mage. The Blood Mage's spell costs life as well as mana. And he dropped these orbs when killing enemies. And she's also got a lot of health, extra health, and leech. The Witch will need that, both classes, guys. And this is the high damage one, probably. The Monk. This is the Invoker. He specializes in melee attacks. On crit, he gets Elemental Expression, which is a wave that you're seeing here of elemental damage. He can meditate, and he can also get Unbound Fury, which is a stack. He hits an enemy, he gets a stack, his damage go up, and then he gets, when it's full, he gets Unbound Avatar, increasing by a lot his damage. This is a very stylish melee class as well, which I will probably play. First, I don't know, I still want the Witch, but it's cool. The other path is the Dark Acolyte of Chayulu. So this monk who's embraced the darkness gets his spirits turned into darkness. Darkness fills up, letting us tank damage for us or deal more damage. You can also get extra darkness on the skill nodes. For example, they showed skill leech, mana leech. So mana leech will cure darkness for us, and that's awesome. Here are the example of the Witch Hunter, which is the mercenary specialization. The Witch Hunter gets less armor and more ward, armor and evasion rating and more ward. And he can explode enemies, which I did not find so strong. While he has Decimating Strike, this is strong. 30% instant damage even to bosses. But the other specialization, the Legionnaire, is so much stronger. He can get 3 extra skills. He can get reduced attributes requisition for equipping skill gems. So he can have 3 extra and any skill gem easier with extra skill gem quality. So there's a lot of combos you can do with this guy. This looks awesome. To ascend our characters, we have to go through the Ascension trials. I'll talk to them together with the endgame stuff, okay? PoE's endgame system is based on the Atlas. The Atlas is an infinite map. Here, the Atlas is an infinite map, which you'll get access by the end of the game. Pretty much like Last Epoch's Echoes, but on one spot and bigger. So this is the ziggurat, okay? It's here where you choose the area you want to go. You have waystones. You put the waystone on an altar, and they open portals. Then you can go to areas. These waystones have level. The higher the level, the higher the challenge. These waystones you can find along the way, or you can forge them. That tower, which just showed here, these towers, they're like beacons, so they clear the map. They give you sight on the map, and you can see where you want to go. Through these areas, you'll find some icons of bosses, some icons of special events. There are some special events, just like on PoE 1, which you click something like a tomb or a chest, then you have to defeat the monsters, then you get the content, or it opens up a special area and you have a timer to defeat the monsters and stuff. You'll have that all around here on PoE 2. So the Ascension Trials you'll find through the campaign, and you'll find a lot of them through different civilizations with a lot of challenges. Each time you defeat one, there's gonna be a new skill tree, so you can get buffs to the trials, like more drops, harder bosses, and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of also the endgame system. And you farm the Atlas, you farm these systems. There are 7 total systems in this game to farm. That's a lot. So the last thing here I want to show is how much Jonathan Rogers, the co-founder of Grindy Gear Games, know how much the endgame system is important and how much it needed to be good in a game so that it can maintain the players.
Don't have a good end game going into early access, then part of the EXILE 1 players are just going to say, hey, this is just a worse game. Like we need that stuff to be able to actually make a PoE 1 player feel like, oh yeah, you know what, this is a true sequel.
So that is exactly what they're delivering here in this system. So that's it, guys. This is my video covering the points I think are most important. If you want to see the rest of the content, a lot of channel posted actually, and there's also, I recommend GGG's official channel because it has everything in details there. There are no bigger details as of now. So I will see you guys on December 6th live playing this amazing game that'll be Path of Exile 2. Later, guys.